Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to NFL Game Picks with me and Chris. And unfortunately, we don't have Bryce or Eddie today. This is in person. No more Zoom for me and Chris. At least we're both in Orlando right now for school. And last week we didn't make the conference championship game picks public, so let's just go over those real quick. So Tampa Bay at Green Bay, and obviously Green Bay won. So Eddie was the only one with me who picked Green Bay. Bryce and Christopher both picked Tampa. What made you pick Tampa in that game?
Uh, I haven't picked Green Bay hardly all year,
I
man.
know.
So, I don't bet against Tom Brady. So, even though they were predicting cold, it wasn't even that cold. So, I don't know. That defense came out and played. I think Levante David had a massive game, bro. But yeah, I haven't picked the Packers hardly all year, and it worked out in this one.
And then Bunting Murphy freaking had interception in each of the playoff games leading up to that,
Yeah.
and got one. I think two. No, I think Winfield Jr. was the one that got the other interception. Someone got the other interception.
Yeah.
I know Bunting got the first pick six or something like that. All right. So and then the AFC Championship game was the Buffalo Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Me and Bryce both went with Kansas City. Christopher and Eddie both went with Buffalo. What game made you pick Buffalo on that one?
Buffalo's been one of the hottest teams. I had to pick different to try to just even make up some ground, so I chose the Bills. I mean, they lost by 2 touchdowns, but it really wasn't even that close.
Yeah. So, with that being said, the leaderboard as is right now, it's really close between me, Eddie, and Bryce. Chris is just, I mean, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
You're dead in the water back there. All right, so let's go from the bottom to the top. You can say your record if you want.
Well, I'm 167 and 101.
Yeah, and then and then when we go to Bryce, Bryce is just right behind me, 174, 94, and then I'm 176, 92, and then just one game behind Eddie, 177, 91, and so the Super Bowl can decide whether or not I could possibly tie Eddie, but it's looking unlikely. So, obviously, we have Super Bowl 55 in Tampa Bay. We have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And this is the first time the host city is having their team play in the Super Bowl, which is pretty crazy. So, pretty cool. They're wearing their away uniforms. I think that's kind of like their calling for this season, for this offseason, I mean, postseason at least, just because they've been on the road the entire time. They didn't make the divisional winners in the NFC South. So, before me and Chris go into anything, Eddie and Bryce have already picked their games. Bryce picked Tampa Bay, and then Eddie picked Kansas City Chiefs. So, that being said, I don't know. I really have not tried to pick this one out yet. It's really hard for me. I really want to see, Patrick Mahomes kind of flourish and kind of develop into this future superstar and just be pretty much everything that Brady is and probably even better. And then there's Brady on the other side, who's the GOAT, 6 rings, most championships in NFL history. Who are you going with?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of narratives in this game, man. Can you believe if Patrick Mahomes wins, he'll win 2 Super Bowls before his 10th career loss?
Yeah.
That's insane. So there's that. It's like the GOAT versus the young GOAT. Is this a passing of the torch if Mahomes wins? Because I really don't think Tampa goes back to the Super Bowl. Brady's playing one more year. Does this make him the GOAT?
I don't know. I think Brady's going to play way more years.
Isn't this 7? So that's one more than Jordan. Does this make him the GOAT?
Yeah, this makes him the all-time GOAT. Yeah.
Of all sports. Yeah. So it's like, but then again, it's like, all right, if Kansas City wins, does that also put Andy Reid in the conversation of best coach of all time? Because they're gonna continue to win.
Oh yeah, they're pretty much in line to be kind of like the next dynasty, next Patriots type of run.
Exactly. So is this the start of his conversation into that as well? But with that being said, I want to take Tampa, but I just feel like that KC offense is just way too overpowered, man. And
feel that
their
too.
offensive line is hurt, so if that Tampa D line can like get after him like they kind of did Rodgers, that's the only way they're gonna win. And those linebackers are probably one of the best linebacking pair in the NFL. If they can get it done on the defensive side, Tampa will have a shot. But that offense is just too good, man. I gotta go Kansas City.
I don't know. I feel everything you just said, but what I feel is it's like Brady needs to win this to cement his legacy. Like this is like, if Brady wins this, like he doesn't have to do anything else to like prove anything to anyone. Like even though he pretty much doesn't anymore.
Yeah.
This is just like, what are you gonna say about me now? Type of thing. Like that's it. I went to another team. I'm no longer with Bill, and I win the championship my first year here. Like,
so
do you guys still not think I'm the greatest? Like,
so you think it was more Brady than Belichick then?
I think it was obviously the cohesion between the two because the Patriots the last couple of years had a really good defense, and Brady would just march down the field methodically, run game, dump off to Julian Edelman, Gronk here and there, and then they would get in field goal range, score some touchdowns, and then the defense would make a big play, getting 3 and outs, just stopping the opposing offense. So it was obviously a whole thing working together. But with that being said, you can't do it without Brady. I think that whole Patriots run does not happen without Brady at all.
He has a pretty good defense now too, man.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. But
yeah, the defense is really good and really young, and then they signed a lot of key free agents, and that's really helped them out. They signed back into Dominican Sue.
Is Antonio Brown playing in this game?
I heard rumors of him possibly not playing.
But how do you stop? All right, in the last game, let's see. Travis Kelce had 118 yards. Tyreek Hill had 172 yards. How do you stop that?
I think the Buccaneers defense is a little bit more maintained than the Bills defense to stop that. Even though the Bills secondary is pretty good, but the thing is, everything is about the pass rush. Like you said, if they can get to Patrick Mahomes, it's gonna be a big deal. But what happened with Patrick Mahomes compared to Aaron Rodgers, he can kind of evade just a little bit better than Aaron Rodgers. Because let's not discredit Aaron Rodgers. He can get out of stuff.
It's pretty close.
But Mahomes is a little bit better at doing that right now.
I think they're the same type of player for sure.
They're very similar. I mean, that's why they're both the State Farm guys. It would have been really funny, honestly. This is what I wanted. I wanted a State Farm Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes versus Rodgers. But let me get to my pick. I'm picking Tampa Bay. One, just to go against Chris, and also to go against Eddie to hopefully tie it up. If this happens, we'll end off with a tie, and it'll be pretty good. But
we'll have to come up with a tiebreaker.
Yeah, for real. The best, if we would have picked, if the actual Pro Bowl would have happened, that would have been the tiebreaker, honestly. But me,
you guys should play this game in Madden.
Oh, probably. That could be probably arranged. But point is both teams I feel like are very evenly matched. Like good offense, good defense, good coach. Like as much as it goes, this is the heavyweight fight. This is the fight the game that everyone was like, this is gonna be a Super Bowl, and people are like, I don't want to be basic. Like you knew this was gonna be a Super Bowl, so it is what it is. I think this is gonna be one hell of a match, and either way, either team's gonna come out on top. But
somebody's gotta win for sure.
And what happened to not betting against Brady? You picked the Chiefs, man.
I know, but I think Patrick Mahomes gets it done, bro.
So who do you like? What do you think? Like, okay, does this mean more to Brady's legacy or Mahomes' legacy?
Mahomes for sure. I think so.
It's kind of like David versus Goliath type of thing. Like he needs to take him down to kind of ascend even more.
I don't know necessarily if he needed to do it. I think if he would have won against anybody this year, then we probably would have just been like, oh, he's gonna be really good either way. I think, and they're gonna have other chances, but it's the Super Bowl. I think if he loses though, he loses to Tom Brady, and I don't think it's that big of a narrative though. I think if Tom Brady loses, there'll be more.
Yeah, it might be worse for but
he's lost Super Bowls before.
Yeah, he's lost to Eli twice, and he's lost to.
And just getting there on the
Nick
first year with the team, it's not. You can't really fault him. 14-5, getting to the Super Bowl, playing on the road every game.
And this is his 10th Super Bowl. That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's like you can't really knock the guy, man.
Well, I don't know. I just think it means more to Brady's legacy, dude. And like, don't you feel kind of like Tampa needs to win to set a precedence? Like, if you're the home team hosting the Super Bowl, like you better freaking win.
I think it'd be awesome if
right?
they won
Like,
at home. It's gonna be crazy in Tampa for
and
sure.
the parade's probably gonna go crazy. Gasparilla this year is gonna go crazy. Like, all Tampa's gonna be going crazy. So I don't know. I feel like a little bit more is on Tampa's favor here than for the Chiefs. But Chiefs are really, really, really like outstandingly good.
Yeah.
So it's gonna go either way. I think if this comes down to the final seconds of the game, I'm gonna be super happy. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I hope it's close for sure. The last Super Bowl was kind of boring.
Last Super Bowl was pretty decent. I mean, Chiefs were losing pretty much like how they were doing the entire postseason, and then just came back and won the game. So I don't know. The Super Bowl before that was a lot more boring.
Yeah,
the Rams versus the Patriots.
Yeah,
so,
that's probably actually what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
2 years ago, yeah, that one was super boring. But I think it should be high offense either way. I think Brady is gonna throw it down the field a lot. He's gonna take some chances, so you might see some deep plays to like Scotty Miller.
Mm-hmm.
Might see some interceptions over the top. Tip passes, sort of stuff like that. I think, but playoff Lenny. See if he gets in the end zone.
Yeah, definitely playoff Lenny. Who do you think is gonna be Super Bowl MVP? You're probably gonna go with Mahomes, right? Since Chiefs.
I think, yeah. No one else. They're not gonna give it to anybody else on the Chiefs.
Unless like Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce just pop off, which.
But he has to pass it to him though. That's the
okay,
thing too, but still.
If imagine,
I think
go back to last
game.
game's stats for Tyreek Hill had like how many receptions for 172? Like that's MVP performance right there. You know, like.
Yeah. I mean, for sure.
Like when Julian Edelman got the MVP when they came back against the Falcons, like that's the type of stuff that goes on.
All right, so Tyreek Hill nine catches
for 100 and what?
172.
Yeah, like that's MVP type numbers for a receiver.
19-yard average, yeah.
And then Travis Kelce right behind him.
I don't know. They could give it to one of them. I just don't. I could see it going to any of them, honestly, but I think they're all going to have big games. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, 29 to 38, 325, 3 touchdowns, only 1 sack.
Yeah.
That could be MVP too, man.
Yeah, so...
Are you excited
You would say it's one of those 3 players for the MVP?
Yeah, either that or maybe Brady gets one and adds it to the collection.
Yeah, if Tampa Bay wins, it's going to be Brady or whoever makes the biggest defensive play.
Yeah, it would be cool to see someone on defense for Tampa or something like that win it, for sure.
But besides that, I mean...
Are you excited?
This is a quarterback game right now.
Are you excited for the Super Bowl?
I'm pretty excited. I think this is going to be a pretty good Super Bowl. Like, I hope it doesn't, flop over like the Rams versus Patriots. Which, in all, it kind of lived up to what it was. It was a really good offense meeting a really good defense. And the defense showed up and shut down that really good offense. So it was all pretty much what it was kind of made out to be. It's just, in the Super Bowl, you want to see back and forward, fighting it. But it was very close. So.
Are you excited for that halftime show? The weekend?
The weekend. I think Miley Cyrus is joining in on it because she posted something, I think, like today or something. She's like practicing for a Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. So.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He spent a lot of his own money on it, so it better be good.
Most of these artists, they have to spend money to
Yeah.
perform at the Super Bowl. It's like they don't get paid to perform there. You have to pay so you can
Really?
perform. Yeah, it's pretty silly, honestly.
Hopefully he reveals what's going on with his character or whatever that thing is, man, that he's doing. It's kind of weird.
Well, his weird face.
Yeah, I think he's gonna reveal it at Super Bowl. But I'm definitely gonna stay tuned for halftime. I'm not gonna give food or grab a drink. I'm definitely gonna watch his performance.
No, I like watching the halftime shows. They're pretty good. I think probably one of my favorite ones was probably like Maroon 5 from recent years.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't know. They're not always that great.
It is what it is. Anything else you want to say about the game itself, or I think we're good here?
Been an interesting season. I definitely could have seen Kansas City being here. Tampa's a little bit of a shock, but not really at the same time. Glad it's not the Packers for sure. But yeah, man, I think it's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be high scoring and lots of turnovers. I think.
It's either gonna be a lot of turnovers or a lot of touchdowns.
Well, I think a lot of both.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of like this game is. I hope it really lives up to what it's, at least in my head, what it's seeming to be. Like, I think this is gonna be a really good Super Bowl. Like, this is gonna be an action-packed Super Bowl. I think these guys are so ready. I mean, they've been going through COVID the entire year, all this COVID protocols and all this other stuff. Like, they just want to get this game done and like, but like have a bang to end their season.
Hopefully, everyone can play. You know. Like,
yeah, because the Kansas City Chiefs barber,
the barber, yeah,
he was in the middle of cutting former Miami Dolphin center Daniel Kilgore. He was cutting his hair, and then in the middle of cutting his hair, he found out that he had COVID.
Yeah,
and so he was like, "All right, I'm out."
Like, how do you find out in the middle of cutting hair, though? Man?
I guess we're awaiting the results.
I guess, but still.
And then Daniel Kilgore posted on Twitter his new profile picture is like half of his head is bald. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
But yeah, just like Chris said, it was a pretty good year picking games. I'm glad I was able to have Chris, Eddie, and Bryce come along with me and pick games. It makes it a lot more fun when it's just not only you and someone else, maybe a couple more people.
Steve too.
Yeah, Steve hopped on, so thank you very much, Steve, for hopping on.
Shout out NFL Game Picker.
Yep. And make sure to check out next year NFL Game Picker for all your game picking needs. And I mean, it's been pretty good. I enjoy the system. One of these days, I'll go over it before leading into next season, and I'll show you guys how this whole thing works. But it's very simple, and it's a lot of fun. And you just invite a couple friends, do whatever you like, coworkers, whatever it may be. Just
super easy.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. I used to literally track these games on paper, and I'm glad I no longer have to do that because it was a mission going. I just pick here, talk to you guys, and then come back. So that's about it for the 2020 NFL season. We have Super Bowl 55 just right there on the edge. It's really close. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys will enjoy watching the NFL Super Bowl 55. And lastly, come back, see me and Chris make more stupid NFL posts, maybe NBA stuff. Who knows?
Yeah.
And that will be. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and have a nice day.